Alright, happy Monday morning to you all. Headed out for a work commute today on the Rebel. Weather is just fantastic. This morning it started out pretty dismal, really London-ish kind of weather. It was 53 or something like that, and real cloudy, but it's warmed up. It's right around high 60s, mid 60s right now, and we have nice weather for the rest of the day. Only about a 10% chance of rain, so gotta love it. I ordered new shoes for the Rebel. They should be in today or tomorrow over at Cycle Gear. They're running a special through the end of April. So if you're interested in getting tires for one of your bikes, they're running pretty aggressive specials through the end of April, and also free mount and balance if you buy the tires there in the shop, or buy them online and have them delivered to the shop. So that's great. That's a good deal. So I picked up a set of Metzler Cruise Techs for this, the same ones that on the Rebel 11 and several other owners in the Rebel 1100 community have put on theirs. Birch, Life of Birch. So yeah, anyway, the great tires. They've had great reviews, so it's time for me to replace this thinning rear rubber. I'm not all the way down to the bottom of the wear dots there, you can see, but it's squared off good. I mean, it's my expired tag too. I need to take care of that. It's pretty squared off. It's probably got about maybe another 1,000 miles in it, a couple thousand. I'm at 10.5 on the clock right now, 10.590. So I think you could probably get 12,000 miles out of these, if you're judicious with it, touring miles, that kind of thing, not burning it up at every stoplight. So anyway, yeah, if you're interested in tires, go check out cyclegear.com, and you got to do it before April 30th. I've got an affiliate link below in the video in the description, so if you click that, I might get $1 or $2, help finance the channel and my drug habit here. Anyway, I gotta get rolling. I need to go to the Montrose area, downtown-ish. Just trying to think where it is. It's over off of the Heights area, I guess. It's not quite the Montrose area. Anyway, it's going to be highway riding, so I figured I would take this instead of the little bikes. I was going to ride the Cub. I haven't had that thing out very much lately, and I've been missing it. I took it out, I don't know, over the weekend, just farting around the neighborhood. Went to the store, went to breakfast Saturday morning with it, and that was great. Fantastic weather, same as this, except it was more dry on Saturday. It's pretty humid right now. Went over and ate at Astor Farm to Market. I think it's Astor, A-S-T-O-R, something like that. Nice Venezuelan restaurant. Fantastic breakfast. Oof, man. I could barely get through that plate, and I can eat, let me tell you. I've usually got a pretty hearty appetite, and man, I was struggling to get all that down. Good food. Reasonable price. It's not cheap, but it's good. You get what you pay for, and the service was fantastic. They were very attentive, and I was taking pictures and just taking my time, sitting there at the table for a while, and the guy, the waiter, kept coming out, refilling my coffee and just making sure that everything was good. And while I was sitting there, I posted a couple pictures on Instagram, and not even a minute later, they saw it on Instagram and thumbed up or liked the comment. It's pretty cool. I guess they figured out I was posting pictures on social media and not just taking them for my own memory bank. Got a half tank of fuel, so I'm not going to stop and fill it up today. We got about a, 60, maybe 70 mile commute today. About 60, I guess. Not that far. 65, let's say. Let's do the prices right. See if I can get right up to it and not go over. 65 is what I'm saying. Let's see. So I spent pretty much the whole weekend editing video. Man, it's just it's such a time vampire. I enjoy it. It's fun when you've got the finished product, but eating hours and hours and hours of footage, you got to ingest it and sort it, categorize it, normalize it, figure out what you can use, what you can't, and then put it all in a timeline and start chopping it up and trying to condense for time and content and all that. And the more time compression you want to do to save your viewers, you know, sanity, instead of just staring at a road and listening to wind noise, which some people like. But the more of that you want to do, the more time it takes to chop that out. So my timeline for last Sunday, the first trip of this, or first day of the SpaceX trip, was 4.5 hours worth of footage when I plopped it all on the timeline, and I chopped it down to about 36 or 37 minutes. So I think I did a pretty good job. Considering, you know, riding is not always the most exciting thing. You know, those road trip videos, some people say that they love the long format content. You know, they would just rather see the road, and, you know, it's a catharsis to watch the ride when they can't. I get it, that's cool. But unfortunately, the demographics, the viewership doesn't reflect that. It's only the diehards, the real motorcyclists, the fans of the content, that will watch those long format videos, or put them on in the background and just listen to them or whatever, which is cool. Generally, you know, if you watch the metrics and statistics on YouTube, you'll see that it's just, you know, it's that short attention span. You get maybe the first couple minutes out of people, and then they drop off, which is okay. I mean, if you're in it for the advertising dollars and just the click through, you know, to get that click stream, yeah, the first 30 seconds is really the important part. First minute and a half is where you get advertising revenue, or better advertising revenue, let's say. But that's just for the initial bumper ads in the very beginning, and the, you know, the lead up banners or skippable ads or whatever it is that you have configured on your channel and your videos. If they click off in the first minute or so, then you never get to your mid-roll ads or anything else that goes further on in the video, because usually you don't place those for several more minutes, you know, just to keep from bombarding people. So I'm starting my prep for the Cannonball. I'm going to try to get that underway earlier this year than I did back in 21. I need to do my orders today or tomorrow for my parts, which I need, you know, spares and stuff. I'll get 2 more rear tires. I think the front is going to outlive everything. I've got a fresh tire on it now. I'm sure I'm going to burn through that on the Cannonball, maybe more than that on the Cannonball. We'll see. The previous one I had on there did really well. I was surprised at that City Grip 2, Michelin City Grip 2. It was lasting a long time. You know, 5,000-6,000 miles. It still looked new when it ate those nails several months back. Anyway, so I could potentially get the whole Cannonball, or most of the Cannonball, down on one rear tire. I've already got, you know, 1,000 miles or so on it now, just from the road tripping I've done. But I need to get sorry, try to get rid of the wind noise for you here. I need to get my valve cover gaskets and a few other expendable items. I have spare belts. I might want to get a spare factory variator. I think I still have the factory variator for mine floating around somewhere. So I need to pack up that variator and the original weights just to have a complete running spare in case something catastrophic happens with the Dr. Pulley variator or the sliders that I've got in it now. It's unlikely, but you just never know. The Cannonball is brutal on man and machine, so you don't want to be halfway across the country and then something fail like that and you're stuck in one place for a couple of days waiting on something to be shipped to you overnight. So I had a whole list of I'm going now. I had a whole list of parts that I need, spares and stuff, and hopefully the supply chain issue isn't going to bite me in the butt. We'll find out. Lead times on a lot of parts have just been really, really long. Several weeks, months, whatever. So I need to do the valve maintenance on the PCX before I hit the road. It's overdue now by 1,000 miles and change, a couple thousand. I did it at 4,000-ish, 4,500, something like that, and I'm at just under 10,000 on that scoot right now. So it's a little bit over. I'm not thinking that it's going to be very far out, but you never know. Everything else is just logistics, packing, making sure I've got all my stuff lined up. I need to get travel insurance. I need to switch the insurance on the PCX over to another carrier with higher limits. The only way that I can do it on just one bike is to switch carriers, because with Geico, the liability portion gets stuck, you know, for all bikes on the policy. So anyway, for some reason, the Cannonball organizers this year decided that they needed higher coverage, like $250,000 or $500,000 or something like that. So I'll just split the PCX off to its own policy somewhere else. If I have time and resources, I will try to do my mobile streaming rig. I still have all the documentation, the tooling set up for that. I just don't have the pieces, and money has been tight, so I've been trying to avoid buying that stuff too far in advance, so I'm not paying monthly recurring costs ahead of time. But I've looked at some prepackaged solutions from LiveU, like the LiveU Solo, YOLO Box, and a couple of others. But I don't know, I think I can do pretty much the same thing with a roll my own kit on a small computer, like a set-top box, or a Raspberry Pi, but a little bit more powerful than a Raspberry Pi, running Linux and some Wi-Fi and WAN bonding code in there, so you can take advantage of multiple uplinks. We'll see how it works out. If I have time, I'm going to do it. If not, I'm just going to enjoy the ride. I'll record like I usually do, and I'll try to have my phone up here running real-time streaming to Streamlabs or something while I'm on the road. But beyond that, I'm just going to focus on the main logistics. Clothes, spares, getting myself ready for the trip. My hand is doing okay. It still hurts. I'm noticing that my shoulders are giving me more trouble now than they used to before the accident. So I don't know if that's still swelling or something that's going to subside, or if it's just the new normal that I've got to get used to and compensate. I was wanting to make it up to the Life of Birch meet, which I believe is coming this weekend, end of April. I don't think it was last weekend. I think it's this coming weekend. There's just no way I can break free for that. I wish I could, so I apologize, guys. I would have loved to have seen everyone again for the 3rd annual, but I think I'm going to have to wait for next year or something later in the year. I've just got too many things piling up right now. If I didn't have to scramble for work over the next few weeks to build up my cash reserve so I can coast for a month almost, you know, through the whole month of June, then I'd be able to take off and just go do whatever I want, which I'm fortunate enough that usually that's what I do. But I don't know, this last 12 to 18 months has been pretty tough financially. Had to thin it down, just get back to basics. Look at these jackoffs. 95 plus, road raging. Traffic is fairly light on I-10 today, that's good. But it just means that the homicidal speeding cagers are going to be faster because there's less in front of them. Hurry up and wait, genius. There's the guy that was just going 95 plus. Stuck behind everybody else, just like we are. You know, just chill out, dude. You're going to get there. All that craziness for nothing. Ooh, bad place to be. Must be her. Man, sucks. Normally I would stop and assist for something like that, but no. Not on Houston highways. Stopping out here will get you killed. Looks like the highway is complete shite today. I'm getting away from that lane. Somebody's going to jump in front of me and I will not have time to evade. Yeah, I think it's feeder road today. Whatever it is, an ambulance is running the shoulder here trying to get up to it, so it's definitely ahead of me. And here's the same speeding maniac, stuck behind everybody else, just like you were before, dude. The road raging and bumper biting doesn't get you any further, any faster. Well, it looks like the accident is right here, so I might be able to squeak around this and move on up. You going? You going? You going? You're not decisive enough. This asshole almost rear-ended me. Where are you going? My God, these people are so aggressive and stupid. It's painful. The guy nailed the gas and came flying up around me, missed me by about 2 feet. Why? Dude, your lane was empty for way back there. Why'd you have to be such a dick about it? It's vehicular assault, if you didn't know, jack off. Houston is getting just flat out dangerous. It's been dangerous for a long time, but it has really ratcheted up the aggression factor over the last 6 months or so. It's just getting almost untenable as far as commuting around here. It doesn't matter whether you're on a car, a bike, or a tank. Just people are aggressive. They have very little, if any, respect for human life. They only see the other vehicles as obstacles and adversaries to be overcome. I don't get it. I've got to remember there's somebody in that vehicle. It's not a self-piloted autonomous machine. I think while I'm over here in this neighborhood, hey, should do it. I'm gonna go to Niko Niko's for lunch after I finish this appointment. Niko Niko's down here in the Montrose area. I could use a big gyro sandwich. It sounds really good, or even the gyro salad. Either one of them are really fantastic. Alright, find a spot, any spot. I can stick this in pretty much anywhere, like right here. Hope they don't do that to my bike. Nice front end. Okay, I will see you all later, and hopefully this thing doesn't just sink in. No, it's good. I don't have a puck with me today. Alright, catch you all for lunch. Okay, Murphy's Law, it's a Monday. Oh, this is really thick gravel. The tow truck for Geico just called. They're at my warehouse to pick up my dead pilot. They didn't call. They didn't schedule in advance. I told them, you need to let me know because I'm not leaving it unlocked. I'm not leaving it just sitting around waiting for someone unknown to pick it up. So, of course, the tow truck driver just called me and said, hi, I'm here to pick up the 2013 Pilot. Okay, where are you? I'm here. You mean at the warehouse? Okay. Why didn't you call? Oh, I didn't know we needed to. So now I have to leave this paying job to play in traffic, go back and forth 15 or 20 miles, about 20 miles, just to go give this guy a key to this thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna go play in traffic for a few minutes and go to the warehouse. I think I've got everything out of that Pilot. It's just been sitting there for 2 months now. 2.5. Almost 3, good lord. Anyway, I'm gonna get out my WeatherTech floor mats and anything that doesn't belong to the car or with the car, whatever. So, not like I need them for anything, but hell, I'll put them on Facebook Marketplace. Gently loved floor mats, $10. Oh, yeah. Update on the whole insurance thing, the accident thing. As expected, the tool that hit me in the Pilot rear-ended me at 100 plus miles an hour. Did not have insurance. So we've been waiting for 2 months for something to happen with the insurance company. I think I talked about this in my during the SpaceX trip, but I won't have that edited for a few days, so I'll go ahead and spill the beans here. So yeah, that jackoff didn't have insurance. The insurance company sandbagged for 60 days and then said the guy didn't have insurance at the time of the accident. His policy was canceled due to non-payment. So now it's being handled by my uninsured motorist, which means my insurance rates are going to go up, of course. But, you know, at least I can get the vehicle covered, paid for, whatever, hopefully. Then the medical portion of it is what the attorneys are working on. They don't care about the property loss. They just want their cut of the injury claim. So that's still ongoing. I don't know when, if that's going to get resolved. I have no clue. I don't want that lane. That's probably going to be a year plus before I get any traction on that one. We'll see how that goes for loss of work and injury and all that, paying off the medical bills. And of course the attorneys are going to take 60% of whatever, or 40% of whatever that is. I get 60% of it. At this rate, it's 60% of nothing, so I don't know. Okay, well, I have arrived. Go inside and get the key. And of course the tow truck driver is gone, so if he just wasted my time, I'm going to be really annoyed. He's not here. Anyway, we'll go get the Pilot key, unlock it, and I'll just leave the key in it if he's coming back. Because I'm not going to sit around and wait on him all day, unannounced. I've got stuff to do. You probably called me while I was riding to cancel. Dick. You've already screwed up my day by not announcing, not scheduling. Busted Pilot. Battery's dead. It's been sitting here too long. Crunch. Crunch. Okay, so, fun. Yeah, this will be fun. None of this works, right? Yeah, battery's totally toast. Let's see if I can... if I can reach it. Oh. Alright, I'm going to take off the helmet here and pull stuff out of this. The asshole canceled, yes. Oy vey. Alright, I got to see if I can get the hood open. It's going to be tricky. And hook up a jump pack on this thing because I can't pop the tailgate open without power. I don't think it... I've never even tried that. I don't even know if there's a manual release somewhere for that trunk lid, the hatch. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. This thing has been in the back of the Pilot all this time, and you can see it, but it's still like 3 bars. Pretty good. Yeah, that still works fine. Look at that. Okie dokie. Battery, here we come. Oh yeah, she got toasted in here. Let's see if I can get hooked up to the battery. That's going to be the positive side. I just need to jump start the system, that's it. Don't even need to start the engine, just want to get some juice on the accessories. Clip on, you bitch. Stop fighting me. I'm already having a bad day. Oh, you... I'd say it works. I don't know where the key is. I don't know where the key is. What did I do with the key? Okay, found the key. Got the back. Okay, so that was a ginormous waste of an hour and a half of my life. The Copart driver left the scene, and now they're going to reschedule for a different day, so I just lost money for nothing. Anyway, I used this jump pack to light up the Pilot just to unlock it, and it's a good thing that I grabbed that out of the back of there. Can you guys see that? This thing is swelling and splitting, so the cells inside this ANKER jump pack are giving up the ghost. Even though they still have power, you know, still 3 bars sitting there all this time, they are swelling and about to explode. So, time for that thing to go in the trash. I'm going to drop it off over here in the dumpster. I don't think it's worth trying to salvage it. They're too cheap for that. I don't know. I just want to get it out of here. I don't want it to blow up on me. So I'm going to take that over and drop it in the can. Anywho, so we were having a discussion on my Discord server about that, about, you know, electric cars and all the stuff that surrounds them, and, you know, battery recycling, battery aging out, you know, all that kind of stuff, and battery fires in particular. A lot of the Ford electric trucks have been catching fire lately. And I was commenting on that, you know, I wonder how Tesla owners have been doing. You know, apparently they're doing well enough over, you know, the 10 years or so that they've been really popular. But as those cars age, that's going to become a more common issue. Thermal runaways and, you know, cells fusing internally and shorting themselves out because this cheap ass, what are they? 18 whatever they are, those lithium cells, doesn't matter who makes them, they all go to hell after a while. They all give up the ghost. Oh, look at that. I've got a flashing fuel. Huh, I had 3 bars when I left the house. I guess I need to get fuel. Alright, back to work, trying to make some money, and not get interrupted again by unscheduled repo drivers, essentially. Bye-bye. If somebody else wants to mess with that, they can have at it. Right there on top where they can see it. Hello. I'm hungry already. And it's noon 15. This has really screwed up the flow of my day. I was hoping to be in the middle of or nearly done with that job and then go have lunch around 1:30, 2 o'clock over at Niko Niko's, but I don't know if that's going to happen because I've got an hour or more to work over there already, and still have to get back there and re-engaged. It's messing up the flow of my day, man. I had everything planned out. Ugh. Yeah, the driver, when I talked to him on the phone, right before I left my client site. Said, well, I called you an hour ago, said I was going to be here. Well, dickhead, if you didn't actually talk to the person that's going to be responsible for meeting you somewhere, don't you think you should confirm before you just go? And then it only took me maybe 15 minutes to get over here. So, yeah, whatever. Guess the world runs on his timetable, huh? So I left a note saying, don't come back out here to get it unless we talk and you confirm a time. I'll be here at a time, or if you give me enough notice that is a two-way conversation, then yeah, I'll show up. I'd like to get this resolved, so I don't want it to drag out any longer than necessary, but I'm not just going to leave the key in it, on it, whatever, for somebody to take away, because then I don't have a property receipt or any kind of closed loop on this. Who's this asshole in this taxi, or handicap, whatever it is? He had plenty of room to make his lane change, but he squeezes up in front of people and cuts across illegally, nailing brake. Oh, it's a Metro van, yeah. Instead of just driving safe, he speeds up, cuts somebody off, and then nails the brakes. I mean, come on. You knew what lane you were in. It's not your first time in this city, I'm quite sure. Ouch, a wheelbarrow on the highway. Sure as hell don't want to hit that. Woo! It would really ruin your day. It was right through this section of road several years ago, before all this highway expansion. It was when I lived out in Cyprus, about 10 years ago, I guess. I was on my Silverwing 600 coming through this corridor, coming the other direction, and I was coming through this curve right here, and somebody had dumped a load of 2x4s on the highway. And when I say a load of 2x4s, I'm talking a bunch of them, not one or two. There were like 8 or 10 of them, just strewn random, toothpicks across the highway, and they were big ones, like 10-foot long 2x4s. And I saw everybody nailing the brakes, so I started slowing down and scooting over to the right. Well, one of them was way over here on the right side, and a truck hit it in front of me and flipped it up, and it was just instinct, or I don't know what it was. Something just told me to dodge my head, and I just dodged my head barely to the right, and the 2x4 came at me like a javelin. I couldn't even see it until it was passing me, and it shot right over my left shoulder and actually hit my shoulder on my jacket just a little bit, thumped me. But I'm moving 60 miles an hour or whatever, and just imagine hitting one of those things end on, having it launched right into your face. That's Final Destination kind of stuff. That'd take your head right off. And I got off the highway right over here at this exit on Ella to go to a client site, and as I was slowing down on the access road, the realization hit me. I was like, holy shit, I just about bought it. That would have literally it would have killed me instantly. I wouldn't even known what hit me. If it hit me square in the face at high speed, it would have just been game over. A helmet is not going to protect you against something like that. Just the kinetic shock alone would break your neck. Well, whatever this accident is on the highway here, it's still going an hour and a half later. I passed by what I thought was the accident earlier, so maybe this is a new one. Who knows? No footer, no footer, no footer, still no footer. More guys with unsecured loads in their trailers, man, or their truck beds. That guy had one strap over all those ladders and all that stuff. Good bump, it's going to dislodge it. Ah, the Houston Circus. Every day, it's always something. Another trailer with an unsecured load. Unreal. All that crap on the highway. my spot's still there. Alrighty then. Back to work. Ooh, don't dig in too far. Alright. Now, I don't know if I'm going to catch you guys for lunch now. It might be catching me on my way home. Okay, here we go for round 2, 3, whatever it is. The tow guy just called and said, "Y'all be at your warehouse in 20 minutes. Dude, what is it with you people in advance notice? Come on. I'm on the side of downtown. It's going to take me more than 20 minutes to get there. About calling me with an hour in advance, telling me when you're going to be there. I'll show up on time instead of dropping this in my lap at the last second. Twice. Wasting my day. Getting annoyed. Losing time here. Losing money. Ooh, somebody's smoking weed over here. One of those cars that just went by. Good Lord. Do people that smoke weed in their car think that other people can't smell it? Or do they just not give a shit? I don't know. Driving down the road, sucking down on a tall boy or something like that. It's kind of obvious, and that's absolutely frowned upon socially, legally. But I guess people driving down the road toking up, it's no big deal, right? Pick a lane. Oh man, it's so strong over here. Somebody is just lighting up. This guy's lighting up too. Good Lord. As if distracted driving wasn't bad enough. Wake up. On the cell phone. Driving crooked. About to hit the curb. Not paying attention. Now speeding. Cagers. Okay, back again. Feeling like a ping pong ball. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, he's not here yet. All right. Round 2, 3, whatever it is. My day is shot. I can't, I'm not going to go back over there. It's too late in the day. Traffic is going to be getting terrible coming back out. My whole time window, including my lunch, shot to shit. Hopefully this guy actually shows up. If he stands me up, I'm going to be more than just a little bit pissed off. So the undersill here is all crushed in, frame is crushed in, or the outer unibody, not frame. The running board that I've got on the side here is all beat up, partially detached over here, stretched out, beat up. Door is completely hammered. It's a new door. You're gonna have to cut out that section of frame and replace it right there. It doesn't look like this got damage. Yeah, that's damaged too. You can see this is bent right here. So I don't know if that's just running board or something else. This got all stressed. Yeah, so it's got damage all down this side. Even though the door or the B pillar doesn't seem to be bent, at least not visibly. I don't see any other stress fractures in the paint or anything, but you can definitely see it all got stressed right here. So yeah, this is probably shoved in. Yeah, the door's not lined, so that means this the B pillar got hammered up. It got bent and twisted. It's pushing the whole door back right here to where it's sitting too low. Tailgate's not sitting square, obviously, because it got hit real good back here. Whoa! Crushed this all the way in. Lost all the foam. It was laying on the highway. I picked some of it up and put it in the inside of the car. The exhaust is shoved in underneath it. I don't know if I can see the broken control arm, but I got under here the other day. You can see it's all stressed out in here. Yeah, you can see how far shifted the bolt is. And I was digging around over here, and there's a big stress fracture. I can't get this camera. There's a big stress fracture in the control arm over here, the outer edge. So yeah, it got beat to shit. Look at the sway bar mount. It's all stretched out. Everything's all beat up. Guy hit me about 45 miles an hour faster than I was going. Ugh. Yeah, you can see everything. All the hangers are all broken out and bent out up here. Yikes. Ugh. Yeah, I didn't notice the rear wheel until it was going up on the wrecker when they were pulling it, and I noticed looking from the front here, this whole rear wheel is tilted out this way. I'm like, whoa, what is that? That's when I realized that the exhaust got slammed into the rear wheel. Busted it, man. Busted it. You can see none of this sits straight. All this got bent out, so the whole back end of the truck got shoved in. Broke that lens, obviously. Pretty good impact. Essentially 40 or 45 miles an hour faster than I was going. And then, of course, this door doesn't sit right because it got crunched in from the front. Cruncha, cruncha. This B pillar doesn't look like it got bent, but up here certainly did. All this is pushed, so the A pillar here is definitely hammered. You can see stresses all along it, including the fender. It got hit hard this direction, so it shoved everything that way. Front clip is all bent to hell. This is broken loose, you can see. Yeah, and then you can see in here the tie rod got completely snapped off. It's hanging loose way back in there, just busted, hanging. Front wheel is spun outward. Strut's destroyed. I looked at the strut tower inside up in the top, and it's buckled and twisted on the unibody. The engine still runs, though. I started it when it came back here. So the engine and transmission are probably still okay, but the drive shafts and steering linkage and obviously control arms, everything's all beat up. Something chewed up the lower control arm right here. I wonder what that was. Dummy man. Anatomy of an accident. All right, we're gonna put it up on the flatbed. About the only way to get it up there. With the busted wheel, can't roll it forward. You got to lift the front to begin with, so that's gonna be tricky for him. So he's going to try to drag it up with that wheel all cocked sideways. That's going to be tricky. It's going to be trying to go off left. I reached in and popped the parking brake, or the park lock on the shift column, because that it doesn't have power. So there's no way to unlock that without power, without starting the engine. So I did a little override where you can pull out a blank plug and you stick a key in the release. He didn't know about that. He was like, oh, that's cool. So at least I got it in neutral. That way it's not dragging all four wheels. He just needs to release the parking brake inside now. There it goes. Yeah, yeah. It's the rear wheel scraping the exhaust. It's so bent. Yeah, it's staying on there. It's gonna be in his face in a second. Yeah, it's staying on there. Cool. Figured it was going to try to walk up over that ledge. Ooh, mosquitoes are bad out here. There it goes. Definitely not center of the ramp, but, you know, whatever. Bye-bye, Pilot. It was a good car. I liked it. Oh, yeah, he's definitely... leaning to port. Oh my God, look at this truck. It is seriously leaning left. Hopefully when he sets it down, it'll get a little bit more straightened up, because that is definitely listing to port. Yeah, these mosquitoes are bad out here. Oh yeah, that's getting a little straighter. Cool. All right, do you have any paperwork for me? All right, bye-bye, Honda Pilot. Maybe I'll get another one. My wife really liked that car. I mean, that was her car. It was her second car. The first one was 2004, 2000, I don't remember, 2001, I think. Yeah, 2001 Honda Accord EX loaded out. And she drove that for about 8 or 10 years, and then we got that 2013 Pilot at the end of 2012, I think it was. So, yeah, anyway. End of an era. All right, well, it's about 3 o'clock, 2:50, something like that. I'm gonna knock off early because my day is shot. I'm just out of it today. I had everything planned this morning when I left the house. You know how plans go. Plans are great, right until reality comes along and throws a monkey wrench at it. So, I'm just gonna head home. Well, not quite home. Yeah, kind of home, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll go home first. I was thinking I want to stop at Willie's Icehouse and Grill out there on Fry and I-10, right there in my neighborhood. And I just want to sit there and soak up a little bit of sunshine, drink a beer or two, or maybe a margarita or something. I don't know. I don't want a heavy alcohol because I got to drive or ride back home. But I want to sit there and eat some fried pickles. I've been craving fried pickles lately, and they've got pretty good ones there. So I think that's going to be my afternoon. I'm just going to go home. I might drop the stuff that I got on me and a backpack and all that. I need to put fuel in this thing, and I've got just enough to get home. Barely. So yeah, I'm just going to go to Willie's and sit down and do nothing. Ah, and I just missed it by a fraction of a second. God dang. I'm fighting depression lately. I think it's just, you know, busy. Just too much stuff in the world and too much work, too much worry, not enough fun. So getting out on that trip to SpaceX last week was a good break, but you know, all the normal work and worry stuff is still sitting there waiting and kind of nagging at me in the back of my head. So I don't know, just kind of out of sorts lately. I never complain about it much because nobody cares, but hey, I'm just talking to myself on a camera, right? Sometimes I just struggle to find the strength to keep on going. I just want to throw up my hands and say, F it all, you know? I'm just tired. I'm just fed up with everything. All the responsibility and money and work, and just, man, if I could go live in a trailer somewhere or out in the sticks, you know, have very little in the way of property, material possessions and needs, you know, just thin it down, get back to basics, that'd be fine with me, man. Just burned out on this whole thing. And living here in Houston is really, it's wearing on me. This is not a friendly place to live. I mean, there's a lot of culture here. Everybody says it's one of the most culture diverse cities in the country. Yeah, that might be true, but it's also one of the busiest, one of the most violent, and you know, just lately it's gotten a lot more aggressive and adversarial, and it's just making life here no fun. I think I need to make a change, but it's very hard to do that when you got a family and all the dependents and work and worry of the normal 9-to-5 routine and all the stuff that goes with that. It's hard to pick up and just go somewhere else. Logistics of it all are very difficult, not to mention the expenses and everything else. I don't know, I'll start making small strides toward that goal and see how it turns out. Maybe in the next couple of years I can move out toward the burbs way out there, do something different. I think what kind of precipitated it all for everyone, I know my situation's not unique, was the whole COVID lockdown nonsense and the weaponization of a virus and the government's response to it, and totalitarian control beginning to unveil itself in more plain form instead of the quiet subterfuge they had been doing for a couple of decades. Now it's just right out in your face. We're just gonna make something up and start forcing Marxism and fascism down your throat. Good luck. So I don't know. That's kind of where it started, and then with my work slowing down, at least when work was good, I could, you know, kind of focus on that and forget about the other stuff somewhat, you know, just tune it out. Not to say that I was above it, but I wasn't, you know, necessarily caught down in the noise level of it all. But once the finances started tightening up and work was, you know, getting worse and all that, then I don't know, it's kind of a cumulative effect, knocking the dominoes down. All right, dipshits, if you're gonna do it, do it. The road's over here. Put your fucking phone down, idiot. Come flying from 4 lanes over, cutting everybody off. Now you can't figure out where the damn road is. Can't even stay up with traffic. Jesus. See if I make it home. 23 miles range. It's 16, 17 out there. See how it goes. The other things I need to do over the next couple weeks, I need to go ahead and prep the Riker for sale, and I'm not sure if I'm going to let another one go. I might. I don't know. We'll see. Get rid of a couple of the bikes, and that'll help finance my road trip of being off for the month of June on the Cannonball. Depending on how my car insurance thing works out, you know, they just took the pilot away today, and that should be appraised, and they're going to give me some kind of a determination whether it's totaled out or what the deal is. Hopefully this just totaled out. I can't imagine that that's going to be fixable, and if it is, I don't really want it back because it's got obvious frame damage. It's bent up pretty bad. So anyway, if that settlement comes soon, then that'll help with the you know, time off of work and all that. But I still need to buy another car with whatever that money is, and not just rest on my laurels, you know, get lazy because I've got that cash sitting there waiting. So I'll get the bikes sorted out, get the Riker out of my hair. Don't really want to get rid of it, but I'm tired of it. I don't trust it, so therefore I can't keep it. I may end up getting another one eventually, but the one that I've got's just been a problem child. So I'll trade it off, get a F3 or something later maybe, but for right now I think the money that comes from the Riker will probably buy the new Honda XR 150L. I'll get one, maybe two of those. If I get two, I'm going to do a raffle for the second one. I won't do a giveaway like I did the Navi, because that was a little bit expensive. I was about $3,000 into that, just shy of $3,000. So if I do a raffle and can get close to break even, then that would be fine. I don't really want to make any money on it. I just think it would be fun to raffle something like that off. Do another live stream series and get everybody involved and amped up to win it, and that'll be fun. You go ahead and snag that ticket, buddy. 85 plus, you go right ahead. I'm trying to stay out of that game. Oh, a ladder. Holy shiza. I don't know if that came out on camera. It was it looked like a 16-foot aluminum extension ladder. 2 8-foot sections laying on the pavement, separated. I was just talking about that earlier, man. All these jack-offs and pickup trucks with unsecured loads. Yeah, I think I'm going to get off and just go straight over to Willie's. It's right up here at Fry. I'll just get off a little early so I can hit that Fry Road exit. Willie's. So I'm going to sit outside. I don't know if it's going to be right there or... Yeah, it's going to be back there. No, let's sit over here. What's better? What's better? I think the other side's better. Let's go over there. I always like to park where I can see the bike when I eat, or leave it alone, you know, restaurant, whatever. Willie's, Katy, Texas. Put it right over here. Yeah, you got the right idea. Shade. Hmm.